Hi there, and welcome to 2021, y'all. It's been a crazy year already, but I'm ready to make it a great year, starting with food, specifically homegrown food from the garden. Now, if you have not been to my blog before or any of my other channels, my name is Nicola. I am an interior designer by trade. Actually, I am a trained IT professional, but retired from that several years ago. I am an interior designer. I've been doing that for 15 years, and I just started my backyard garden in 2017. I have not done a lot of videos with the garden. I've done some over on Instagram, maybe one or two on YouTube, and I have some on my blog. But I decided that in 2021, I want to share more of what I do out in the garden, especially in my zone 9A. I'm in Houston, Texas, actually Cypress, a suburb of Houston, and our weather is unlike any place else. So gardening for us is kind of unlike any place else. So I decided that I wanted to share that more with people in my zone because I don't find a lot of it out on YouTube. There are several YouTubers that I absolutely love and that give really great information. One is that former 73. Another, even though he's not in my zone, he just has a wealth of information and is very, very entertaining. And another is Scott Head. He is here in Houston. I think he's actually on the other side of town from me. I'm in Northwest Houston. I think he may be further south or either in Kingwood, something like that. Anyway, he's in zone 9A. And he's Black Gumbo. Anyway, there's not a lot of us out here, and I decided that I wanted to join in the fun and, you know, share my garden adventures as well. So, why am I here today? All week, the weather has been insane. I literally have not been out in the garden for like 5 days. I haven't been outside in like 5 days because it's been cold, it's been raining. It just has not been the best circumstances to be outside in the garden. Yesterday, I was looking at the Weather Channel and I saw that it was supposed to be 70 degrees and sunny today. So I said, I'm gonna get all of my work done, everything done, because I wanna be off Thursday and Friday and spend all that beautiful time outside in the garden starting seeds. So that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. I'm sharing what I'm gonna be starting. These are gonna be seeds that I'm gonna start indoors, which I'll be honest, that has never worked out well for me. But I'm trying a little bit harder this year. I usually just throw my seeds out in the garden and let them go. I don't worry with frost dates. I don't worry with any of that stuff. But I'm trying this year to get a little bit more harvest than I did in the last 2 years. So let's get into it. First up, let me give you a little background of my backyard garden. The garden is only on one side of the house. It's on the southwest side, and it runs the full length of the backyard where this iron fence is. And that over there is my potting bench with my tripod. You see that? Before we put the raised garden in, we built this standing garden, and that was on the back side of the house, just on the fence in the back. I knew I wanted to keep that, so we just put it in the center and built to the sides. And the reason that I didn't create more beds is because I just wasn't sure how this was going to work out. So I grew up with grandparents who gardened. They grew all of their food, and their parents grew all of their food and raised chickens and livestock. So I was a little bit intimidated. I'm nowhere near as great as they were, but this garden has fed my family literally for 2 years, and I'm surprised at how well it's done. So that's a little bit of background. I've already mapped out where everything is going to go for the spring, and I'm trying really hard to move things around as much as possible, like rotate my crops. keeping in mind that anything that climbs, I always want next to the fence, like in that corner over there or here. But I've already decided to build a arch trellis over the raised bed here. I think that'll work out really well for like some peas or even my cucumbers, maybe some tomatoes, make them really easy to pick and all that stuff. So I've got that all planned out and written down in my journal. Speaking of the journal, let's head over to my potting bench and start talking about the seeds and what I'm going to plant and all of that good stuff. One other really quick note before we get to that. I know it looks like there's not a lot going on out here. Mostly it's just the garlic is going bananas, which is excellent. And what is going on out here pretty much is going to be coming up, like all these turnips. There's a few of them left. Those are going to be coming up probably for dinner this weekend on Sunday. We have some greens that are still doing some things, and over on the other side too we have some mustard greens and things that are still going. But this is my favorite thing that's happening right now. I just got this Meyer Lemon maybe about a month and a half ago, 2 months at the most, and it's doing things. It's flowering, and it's been, we've had freezing temperatures overnight. When I say freezing, I'm here in Houston. It's gotten down to like 34, 32. I think one night it got down to 30. So I wasn't expecting to come out here and see flowers on this little tree, which means that there will be fruit on that little tree. And I didn't think that would happen like for a very, very long time. When I say a long time, I mean like a year. So I'm very happy about that. Anyway, back to these seeds over here. This is my little outdoor potting bench. My little gardening bag. That is my journal, my gardening journal, and these are all my seeds. This is just an old school desk organizer, and I just use it to separate my seeds by type and store them. And I actually stick that in the refrigerator because it stays too hot here to just leave them at room temperature, and I don't have a place in the house where it wouldn't get drafts from the heat or anything like that. And then of course I got my potting mix and some seedling mix, which I've already mixed some together to start potting up. This is it. That's what that looks like. And then a lot of leftover pots that I just washed out, and I'm going to reuse those for my seedlings. So what am I potting up today? Let's talk about what I'm going to plant. I have a lot of things that I'm still waiting on. As a matter of fact, I ordered some seeds from Sherry, the okra lady. I love her. She's another YouTuber that I love. We're also an Instagrammer that I love. She's in zone, I think 8B, maybe 8A, San Antonio. She's in San Antonio, so her weather is a little bit different than ours, but I ordered some seeds from her, and I'm really excited about those because they're things I just would not have considered growing. A couple of her seeds I might use I decided to join Scott Head's Black Gumbo Gardening. I decided to join his single seed challenge, so I think a few of her seeds I'm going to use for that. As for what I'm going to plant today, my tomatoes did excellent last year, so I'm pot up for start seedlings for 2 different types of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes and a beefsteak tomato, and a branding vine that I saved seeds from last year, the plant I had last year. So 3 types of tomatoes, onions, and I'm kind of on the fence about these onions because they're Walla Walla onions. I could not find seeds for short day onions, so it's a long day onion, and I think in this zone we're supposed to do short day onions. Couldn't find them, so I'm just gonna try it. I mean, it's gardening. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I just know for next time not to do that. So onions, I have 4 types of peppers, 3 types of bells, green, red, and yellow, and some banana peppers. Oh, actually I have more peppers because I have some serranos that I saved, and I have some jalapenos that I saved. So I have way more than I thought. Oh, and a poblano. So lots of peppers, and eggplant. And I think that's going to be it for today. I hope I have enough pots. What I'm planning to do actually is like just this one pot. Normally you go to the garden center, if I can get this apart. Okay, let's use this tattered one. Normally you go to the garden center and there's one plant in here, right? And I know people usually get those really tiny ones and put one seed in each one of them. I'm just going to do a high intensity thing, and I'm going to put several seeds in one of these and hope that I get a lot of plants out of one of these. And what I don't use, I can take to farmer's market or I can give away to friends. So there's no harm, no foul. So that's what I'm planning to do. And I'll just show you really quickly how I'm going to do it. And it's kind of like a combination of some things that I've seen other people do, you know, just using things that I have on hand and not fertilizing and doing all that extra stuff. I'm just gonna fill the pots, pop in my seeds, cover them up ever so slightly, water them, and I'm gonna take them inside into my office and put them in the sunniest window. All right, y'all, I'm getting started, and if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. It's a little bit windy out here. So also I had to come out of those gloves because sometimes I just can't feel what's going on. My potting mix is a little bit moist, which is what I wanted. I just gave it a little bit of a drizzle earlier today. So I'm going to start with my onions. I'm just going to show one. I'm just filling up to the top. Move these out of the way so you can see. Just filling up to the top. And like I said, I'm just gonna put a couple of seeds in there, and one, I'm not even counting, we all count them, that's 7 right there. So I'm just gonna drop them in there and just go with it, right? Tap it down a little bit, maybe sprinkle a little bit more on top of there, and give it some water. Not a lot, just a little bit. As a matter of fact, I might just do that later. I don't need to do it now, but that's it. That's one already. Done. And I'm going to do that just for every single one of these that I said I was going to pot up. One that I forgot was marigolds. I'm going to pot up some marigolds as well because last year I did put marigolds just randomly throughout my garden, and I did notice that I had less pest problems than I did the previous year. I don't use any pesticides and I don't really fertilize or anything. So having those helps me a lot and makes me feel very encouraged that I can garden organically and just come out here and grab the leaves or the fruit off of any plant and just eat it and nothing's gonna be on it. So anyway, one last thing I want to share with you is that my markers. I don't buy specialty stuff. And part of the reason for that is because, like I said before, gardening should not be expensive. I don't want to have to buy a lot of stuff to be able to eat from my yard. So I use good old-fashioned craft sticks. I have some other things that like they're meant to be drawer dividers, but they're the same shape, and I just write on them for whatever I need. Let me see if I can show it to you. Can you see that? So this is just a craft stick, and I used a gel ink pen to write on there what is going to be in that particular pot. Easy breezy, done, free, or $1 at the dollar store. So that's it for now, you guys. I'm going to get these seeds all going in the pots, and I will be back to show you where I'm going to put them to germinate. There is everything that I've potted up with my little popsicle stick, craft stick markers. Basically, on the back row, we got all my peppers, my yellow bells, green bells, banana peppers, basically sweet peppers, jalapenos, poblanos, and this says mystery pepper because I stored the seeds that are in here before I got serious about keeping my seeds and serious about gardening. So I just threw the seeds in a Ziploc bag and labeled them hot pepper and put jalapeno, serrano, and something else on there I don't remember. So who knows what's going to come up in there. That'll be fun, by the way. Cherry tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. I did an acorn squash just because I had it. I don't know if that's going to work out. My eggplant, onion. These all three are marigolds. And I put about 4 seeds in each one because, like I said, I'm going to put marigolds all over the garden to help with the pests and to draw butterflies and bees and things in. Each one of these, I didn't even count. Most of them have like 5 to 6 seeds in them. Like I said, I'm trying to get as much as possible in a small space. And look back there. Look at that. That back there, the sun is so super bright. Let me see if I can adjust that. Yeah, there we go. That back there, that's my avocado seeds that I planted, and they actually are doing something. I'm so excited about that. I have some more in the house, but I might not even need them because those are doing so great. So anyway, that's all done. And this is a tray that I'm reusing from the garden center, just like all these things, all these pots. So now I'll show you where I'm going to take these to germinate inside. Here we are in my office. It's probably the brightest room in the house. It is super duper bright in here most of the day. Like right now, there are no lights on. It's almost 3 o'clock and no lights. And there's still lots of light in this room. Plus I have this big, huge mirror over here that bounces light all over the place. So my plan is to put all of my little pots along this window. So you can see I have some cuttings that I took of other plants and they're over here working as well. So we're just going to add to that. And I don't have anything special to do this on. So like I don't have a special pan to put here, and I don't have grow lights. I don't want to invest in those things unless I know that this indoor sowing and planting out later will actually work for me. So I'm just going to get these pots set up over here, and I'll show you what I'm going to use to actually hold everything in. These are tops from containers we used to use. We don't use plastic anymore, so I'm going to use those to hold them. And then these are tops from takeout sushi, and a few, maybe 2 will fit in each one of these. So by the time I get done, I'll have enough space for all of these, I think. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I think we got it. One thing I have not decided yet is if I want to create that greenhouse effect and put plastic over each of these. They say it's necessary. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if I feel like they'll still germinate without it, but I would love to get your feedback. Let me know in the comments if that's something that I absolutely should do, or if it's okay if I don't do it. For now, I'm done. I'm just going to spritz the top of these so that they have plenty of water, and I'm going to wait and see what happens. And if you guys tell me that I need the plastic over the top, I will go ahead and do that. Or maybe I'll do a test where I put the plastic over some of them, but not over all of them, and just see which ones do better. And I'll know that for next time if I choose to go that route. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and starting my seeds. Watch along and see what happens. Also, know that I am going to have to do another seed starting video when my seeds come in from the Okra Lady, because one of those seeds is going to be the seed that I use for the single seed challenge. And that's going to be extra fun. So, till next time, bye.